My name is Sarah, and I truly believe in the power of prayer. God has done some amazing miracles in mine and my family's life recently, and I'm really excited about sharing it with you. On the 16th of August this year, I was listening to a talk about trauma. God just revealed something to me that was so transformative. It literally has changed my life completely. I was thinking about the trauma in my life and how that has led to comfort eating. And for me, it's just comfort eating. It's just one of those things, isn't it? It's not really that bad. And God revealed to me really clearly in a gentle way, it was actually an addiction. And as if that wasn't enough, he then went on to say, it's actually an idol. I was horrified. I've got an idol. No, God, you're my God. And he actually said, you are worshipping an idol. I asked, what do I need to do? And it was really clear from him, I needed to repent. I just felt in doing that, he's going to set me free. And I heard him say, just really quietly, if you fast, I will quieten your soul. And you know what? That's exactly what he did. There was this huge cavern of mess that screamed out day in, day out for 50 years, feed me, comfort me, full of despair. And then all of a sudden, it went silent. I've never experienced that silence ever in 50 years. I was completely healed. I have never, ever again used food as a form of comfort. I was set free. That would have been enough if God never did another thing ever again for as long as I lived. But you know, I had 5 idols and they all fell on exactly the same day, the moment I repented. So I've been completely set free of all my addictions. The next thing that happened was a few weeks later, I felt God saying to me to command sickness and disease to leave my body. And I've been medically diagnosed with arthritis down my spine. I put my hand on my spine and I commanded the sickness and disease of arthritis to leave, and it did immediately. I had been somebody who'd suffered with a lot of pain with my back. I couldn't move over in bed, I couldn't get up from a low place like a bed or a car, and I needed support, and I was in pain every day for years, and now I don't have any pain. But as if that wasn't enough, I have had a pain in my left shoulder for years, and I have a pain here down both of my thumbs, and I haven't been able to open jars for years. They went too. So I don't have any pain now in my body where the arthritis was. Not wanting to leave my husband out, he had been diagnosed with a low thyroid, which had resulted in a heart condition, and he also had a hernia. He'd gone to see the consultant to have keyhole surgery, but when he got there, they said the tear was too big and it wasn't possible, and he would have to have a surgical procedure. A couple of weeks later, maybe a month, he got that appointment through. He got gowned up and he'd seen the anaesthetist, it was all done, and they were just waiting for the consultant to come and give him the nod. When he came in, he examined him and he said, I can't find the hernia. So after several attempts of looking, he said, you don't have a hernia, it's disappeared. He then looked at his bloods and he said, I can see you had a very low thyroid and you've not had medication. He said, you don't have a low thyroid anymore. And then he said, you've got a heart condition, let me check your blood pressure. He said, your blood pressure is better than normal and your heart rate is that of a young man. Somebody your age usually stays on medication for heart for life. I don't know what you're doing, but whatever it is, keep doing it. So he left hospital without the operation and the knowledge that he didn't have the other conditions either. I just love God's heart. I love the fact that he said, I'm not leaving your dog out. My dog had been acting a little strange. I took her to the vets. She had terminal kidney disease and it was a stage 4+. And I said, well, how long has she got to live? And he said, well, really, she could go tonight. I went home that night and I looked at her. I was just heartbroken, completely in despair. This was my family and she was about to go and it wasn't going to be nice. So I picked her up and I just held her out towards God. I declared out loud, you love her more than I do. You are the author of life and death. I'm trusting you. By the next day, there was no sickness. There was no diarrhea. She walked normally and she started to eat. We are now in our 8th week. She's just a completely different dog. I've noticed that God does things differently for different people. Sometimes he heals instantly, other times it's in layers. When I look now at my dog, my husband, my life, how can I deny anything other than God is a powerful, effective God that answers prayers. I believe in the power of prayer more than anything. It's what I want to do day and night because I've actually seen the results and they've changed my life.